Hi everybody, welcome to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. This is me, Oberon, with my emotional exchanges. It's my Friday show, and it is devoted to questions about our relationships, whether they're romantic or just strong relationships. And I throw the cards for each of the signs, the elemental signs of the zodiac. So I do air signs, fire signs, water signs, earth signs. Give you the highlights of what's going on, basically asking three questions. What emotionally is coming towards you? Why is it important? And where will it lead to? And I use the Modern Love Tarot by Ethany, and the artwork is by Lucy Morningstar. It's totally brilliant. We're going to start off, though, with our opening affirmation, or an opening affirmation by the other deck I use, which is the Universal Love Oracle set. That's by Tony Carmine Salerno. It's a little bit on the older side. It's over 20 years old, about 22 or 3 maybe, I'm not sure. Too lazy to look at the copyright, but it's a nice little oracle because things really come out in a affirmation kind of sense. So we'll give those a nice little tumble here and see what we got. Okay. I don't believe we've had this one before. Emergence. Your true divine nature is emerging. It may feel as if you are being thrust into unfamiliar territory. This can be a daunting and scary experience. The angel in this card is asking you to trust. Realize you will never be given more than you can handle. Boy, I've heard that before. Angelic forces are at work behind the scenes and will guide you. There's no need to stress. The angels will carry you upon their wings. Trust them. You have the power to emerge from this experience enriched on all levels. And of course, we certainly hope that's true. So namaste. That is our affirmation for the beginning. So now let's go to the air signs. And using, once again, the Modern Love Tarot, we're going to ask those questions. The first question for air signs, and by the way, air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And the first question, as I was getting to, is what, emotionally speaking, is coming to you? And whether this is an actual situation or if it's just a vibration energy that we're feeling right now or some sort of portent. Who knows, right? Okay. What is coming to you? It's the Five of Cups reversed. And the Five of Cups reversed is a pretty okay card in my opinion. It may indicate that things that we really thought had shattered in our lives are maybe not so shattered, or that something can come back to us that would help us find that solace. It may be not exactly from the same source, but it might be like an old friend or an old loved one. Somebody may return who is able to help you, or a situation returns that kind of brings you a sense of closure with what you may have suffered. Emotionally speaking, this looks like it could be, certain kind of relationship might be ending, and we might be needing some solace here. Why is this important? It's a Six of Pentacles. And again, the idea may be that there's a continuum here, and the continuum supports the idea that others are there to give to us when we need, and we should likewise try to do the same. And so as you may be needing, from this emotional essence coming towards you, remember that you too have the ability to help others and to help give to others when they need it too. So I want you to take a moment just to look at that idea there, especially in these, very torn times in our world. So now, of course, where does all this lead to? And sadly, I have to say, it leads to the Nine of Cups reversed. And the Nine of Cups reversed could be saying that we have to understand sometimes that what we think is really enjoyable for us or heartwarming or pleasurable in certain ways, that maybe those aren't still really the most salient goals that we should be trying to achieve in our relationships or in these situations. And so maybe we might find that, certain kinds of enjoyment aren't that enjoyable. So that's it for the air signs, and we are going to move on to our friends, the fire signs. Fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And of course, I would also have to mention that many of the things going on in any kind of relationship is communication. And sometimes when Mercury is retrograde, like it is right now, for over a week, just over a week, communication is the first, casualty. So what is coming to the fire signs? And adventure, especially the possibility of emotional adventure, whether it's romantic, sexual even adventure, or whether or not it's just the idea of really being in some sort of new environment where many new kinds of friendships are possible, and that you feel like you're in this environment that you feel trusting of, and that you feel you can let go and you can be yourself, and you can allow this to happen. And, if you're already in a relationship, then obviously this may pertain to something else in your life, but it still has a very strong sensual appeal of some sort, an adventure along that way. All right, so why is this important? And it's the reverse Ten of Pentacles. Maybe it's important because maybe, as I mentioned with the communication, you're not able to get everybody on board with this idea about you as a free individual or as a sensitive and sensual individual. I mean, maybe your mission has to do with it's important because you have to kind of shine this light into some personal areas of your own life, whether it's actual family or other kinds of foundational structure in your life. You may feel that you have to really, not that you have something to prove, but you have something to show, you have something to be understood. So where will it lead to? It's another 10. And, 10s are endings in a way. And this is the 10 of Wands. And maybe it's reversed because where it leads to is getting rid of those albatrosses around our neck, those situations that maybe are from this sort of formalization idea of a family or a foundation, and saying, really, back to the Fool again, I sort of have to have freedom from these burdens to really, be my freakier self or be my sensual self, my foolish self. So I'm just going to leave it with that, with the fire signs, and hope you can dig that, as they say. And we'll move on to the water signs now. Water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Like moi, Mr. O is a Scorpio, if you didn't know. All right, water signs, what is coming towards you? Yikes. Reversed Ace of Wands says maybe you're finding out you're not brave enough to pursue some new friendship or relationship. It could be a relationship if you're single and looking for a relationship. It could just be a deeper relationship with somebody else that you're already in with, if such is the case. But this is saying maybe the vibration you feel is sort of a little bit of fear or trepidation about moving ahead this way. Maybe there's different feelings wrapped up in them. I could think of a few. Maybe you haven't totally disengaged from a previous relationship, or maybe, you really are kind of shy about relationships or timid in some ways. You're not being brave enough when you might need to be. Why is this important? Bam! It's our friend, the Ten of Wands again. And it's important because you need to release that burden. You need to release the shyness about something that's going on, the inability to want to express in certain ways. Something is holding you back from expressing deeper feeling for a situation or for a person. And you need to go there because that's a burden, and you need to release that burden. So where will it lead to? Well, I guess I didn't shuffle very well, did I? Though, actually, who knows? It's the Fool. It takes us to freedom. It takes us to the sense of trusting in the universe, trusting to let ourselves fall backward and be caught. The idea that, maybe in matters of emotional relationships, we're willing to put our best foot forward. And that's what this process is about, is if you trust in it, you too, water signs, can really, get it too. All right, so we're going to move on then finally to our earth sign friends. And the earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Gemini. Whoopsie. Losing the cards. Got it. Earth signs. I feel the earth moving as I drop the cards. Okay, earth signs. What is coming to you? What vibration or essence or love or emotional thing is coming towards you? Dang. It's the Fool again. Well, earth signs, I guess you have something to share with the fire signs, was it? I think you're feeling really frisky in a way, earth signs. You're feeling like sort of you're ready to involve yourself in an adventure, whether you're already in a couple or not. Maybe you're feeling there's something, emotionally speaking, that's calling to you right now and drawing you into this adventure that you want to be in. Now, how many that's going to be that Ten of Wands again? No, it's not. Why is that important? It's the High Priestess. This adventure, this emotional thing, may really get you to connect with the deeper aspect of yourself. Maybe that pertains to that relationship or relationships in general, sensuality in general. You may find out something really deep that maybe is mostly hidden to you, and maybe will stay that way, except with that idea of it being a new understanding. Where will this lead to? And it's the Five of Cups again, reversed again. And I think what it leads to maybe is how you deal with that sense of loss, that maybe this is about starting anew after something has been a problem, has faded away, has burnt in some ways. And even if you're already in a relationship and that did not happen, there still may be involving some sense of emotional change or loss. I mean, even in long-term relationships, sometimes we end up having very mixed feelings about the relationship, but because we've been there so long, we stay there. And so there still may be hidden moments of sadness in our lives or other feelings, and still we feel like there's a greater good. I'm not saying that's what this is about, but I am saying that it is possible that people sometimes have to understand that even when they're in a very strong relationship, there may be something still going on there that may bring some sorrow or pain. Now, this is actually saying the opposite, that maybe we're seeing ourselves getting over that sorrow, pain. We're sort of seeing a way to move beyond that. And maybe that's really what's going on here, is that we feel by moving into our deeper selves, trusting in our deeper selves, we figure out how to rebound out. I sort of said that in the beginning, but I guess I want to reiterate that. All right, so that was the emotional exchanges for this week. And I think I should mention that, of course, yesterday was the winter solstice. The sun moved into Capricorn, and thus there was another monthly modality message, which you can check out here. Oberon and Banshee put a lot into that, The sun moved into Capricorn. It's good for all the modalities for the next month. So go to our YouTube channel to check that out. Tomorrow, of course, will be Happy Hour. Happy Hour is this Saturday, and that will be the 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve. But we're here in the morning, 10 a.m. to the usual hour or so. So check us out on Happy Hour. And of course, Christmas Eve, well, there's no rest for the Wiccans. I mean, the wicked. Well, you know what I mean. But no, Banshee and the Tarot Tribe will convene at Banshee's Material Matters Sunday at 10 a.m. We are live in the chat room to deliver extra astrological tarot wisdom as regards our material matters. So join us. And then later on, for Christmas Eve itself, we are doing our normal live stream from 2 to 4 p.m. Rumor has it there may be a special Christmas Eve kind of reading. We don't know. We're kind of burnt out. We've been really busy with a lot of scheduled readings lately. So we'll see you soon. If not, of course, I will see you next week for my outlook on the emotional exchanges. Bye.